For our events roundup this week, we will have stories from MMM communities in Ghana and Nigeria, while our weekly digest covers the updates between August 28 and September 3, 2017. An orphanage in Kumasi, Ghana is the center of our MM Gives Back story this week. And Guider Emil San Juan will be with us again with his insight in his Just My Opinion. Details in a bit. To all our viewers around the world, this is MNC, your Mavro News Channel. Collaboration is one word that could sum up how guiders in Ghana work together to spread the ideology of the MMM community. Proof of that is our 3 featured stories this week from our community there. We begin with an event organized by Guider Adamo Musa on April 15, 2017 at the New Market Road in Kasua with the help of Guiders Asosio, Ebenezer, Ibrahim Abiodun, and Sanu Manuel as guest speakers.
Because when you don't have this paper, life is useless.
Guider Ibrahim was up first and he talked about MM's history and ideology. He shared that man has been a slave for ages now by a piece of paper called money. He added that in the modern world, money has become the license to everything, including access to food, clothes, and health, and that at a certain point, people feel their lives useless due to lack of this enslaving piece of paper. For his part, Guider Asosio described the operations of the MMM platform. He defined MMM as a social network which deals with financial donation exchange. He talked next about the benefits each member gets by providing sample computations. Third to speak was Guider Sanu, who shared the rules on safe participation. He reminded their guests that in MMM, it is best to donate only with their spare money. For his part, Guider Ebenezer encouraged their invites to join the community so they can experience firsthand the things that it offers to members. Despite having the multiple speakers, the event ended in less than an hour. Guider Adamu closed it by thanking those present for their time. He encouraged them as well to be in touch with any of the guiders should they have further questions about MMM. Also on April 15th of this year, Guider Asosio had another event in collaboration with other guiders at the Crystal Galaxy College in Odorkor, Accra. This time, he was with Guider Joseph, Joshua as host, and Guiders Derek and Kofi Chima as co-speakers. Guider Asosio opened the occasion and he explained that MMM is focused on giving ordinary people a way to help one another. He added that as long as they are of legal age, they are eligible to participate in the community with any amount they are willing to donate and get the 30% donation reward afterwards. He followed this with a discussion on the advantages and benefits that are received by participants whenever they help one another. As second speaker, Guider Derek showed them the global presence of MMM. He clarified that MMM is not a company, bank, or investment scheme, but just a provider of a technical platform to link people who wants to provide help with those who need help. Guider Coffee was up next and he talked about Mavro and how the donation exchange process works. Guider Joshua was last to speak and he talked about the different benefits and regular members and guiders get. That was the feel and vibe during the offline opportunity presentation that Guider Adamo Musa and his team organized at Becky Cay in Ghana's central region of Cape Coast. Despite the noise and the party vibe, Guider Adamo and his team was still able to discuss with their visitors on what MMM does and the ideology it espouses. Since the venue is informal, they did away with the normal flow of presentation and just gave overview on important topics. They instead allowed their guests to ask questions. The format was also different because instead of just one discussion, they had several sessions talking to different sets of people. Guider Asoso was with Guider Musa Dat, and they took turns in attending to their guest. They made sure that every question asked went answered and in the most satisfying way. It was tiring for the organizers, but they were glad because they were able to talk to 85 people that day, covering several sessions. And with their combined efforts, they were able to register 25 new participants on that day alone. Our last roundup story for this week is about an opportunity presentation that happened on April 30th of this year at the OK Adonat building in Ibadan, Oyo State, with Guider Lamidi Hamid, Aden Tuji, and Mr. Whale as lead organizers. They had more than 24 people in attendance, who were a mix of old members and prospective participants. The host provided an overview of what to be discussed during the presentation. Then Guider Lamidi took the floor and started talking about MMM's history and its guiding ideology. He also talked about the legality of MMM's platform, MMM and Bitcoin's beneficial coexistence, and the conditions that contribute to MMM's stability as a community. In talking about the rules, he reminded the audience several times that they should not do multiple account registrations nor share account details. Guider Lamidi followed it with talk about the different rank of guiders and how beneficial and guider school is for people who wanted to know the system deeper. Then he showed them the different bonuses given to members and the communities that MM has all over the world. A short break happened before Guider Lamidi and his team engaged their audience with their questions. And their efforts for the day was rewarded with 2 people registering right after the program was ended. Weekly Digest this week covers the period between August 28 to September 3, 2017. We start off with MMM and cryptocurrencies. The SegWit successfully activated on August 23 are showing excellent results. The Bitcoin network is now operating a lot faster. No more huge waiting lists and long waiting times, thus making users happy. Also, the number of Bitcoin advocates in MMM are growing steadily each passing day. 35% of the community now prefers using cryptocurrencies rather than banks. The administration expects the number to increase further in the coming days. And the introduction of Litecoin and Ethereum in China has clearly benefited the community. The number of Litecoin users rose 3-fold in just a week. As for Ethereum, no data is available yet to make comparisons. As for our MMM countries, MMM Brazil has continued to develop successfully. More and more cars with MMM logos cruise city streets, and guiders continuously promote the system with a broader public by doing meetings and lectures. In China, many members are sending thank you messages via email, tickets, social networks, and other platforms. This is on top of many good luck letters being posted regularly. While in Ghana, MMM sponsored a charity event at the Church of Jesus Christ in Winneba. The atmosphere was friendly, open, and really joyful, and attendees were presented with new clothes at the end of the occasion. Many presentations were also done on different locations in the country. In Colombia, MMM leaders held a charity event for kids in Cali. Interesting activities were done, and every child present was given a piece of cake in the end. Another event in this country was dedicated to the start of the academic year, and chosen kids were given backpacks, t-shirts, and other useful things as presents. Members of MMM Zimbabwe have already tried out a new possibility for attracting new users via personal landing pages offered to them in their personal accounts. There have been some promising results already, but it's just the beginning. Thailand hosted an offline event to attract new users. An MMM leader told the attendees about our vision. It was a very convincing and funny speech that really got people interested. Similar events were also held in Indonesia. All meetings were home-like, warm and comfy. One can feel right away that MMM members are a big, happy family. Moving to our community in MMM Peru. New records were set in terms of attendance on the free of charge MMM school, a week before another big group of students graduated from the school. At this rate, things will surely be on the rise. Leaders there expect rise on membership as more people now can talk intelligently about the community and its vision. As for MMM Australia, they had a webinar about vision of MMM Australia. The attendants learned the basics of the community vision, the concept behind money, and how MMM is changing the world for the better. The administrator sees such events are very good for the development and strengthening of the MMM community in Australia. Our MMM community members in Ghana are not just active in spreading the ideology of MMM. They are also at the forefront of practicing the spirit of giving. One testament of that is the charity presentation that happened on May 27 of this year at the King Jesus Orphanage Home in Kumasi in Ghana's Ashanti region. Guider City Ulisa team up with other guiders and members to make this event a reality. On that day, they headed to the shelter bringing food items like posho, rice, biscuits, and also toiletries and other necessities. They were welcomed warmly by the staff and most especially the kids who were curious about what they brought. A small program was conducted wherein team members help each other to talk about MMM and how its platform of donation exchange is changing lives of many people around the world. They added that giving is intrinsic in MMM's culture. They did not make the presentation long as the team planned to spend more time with the children. So once the program is over, they had the children stand in front of the gifts they brought and took pictures with them. The team also did some parlor games with the kids before calling it a day. For all their efforts, the kids expressed their gratitude with the sweetest smiles they could give.
Great day everyone, my name is Emil and you are watching MNC's Just My Opinion. During our segment last week, we answered one question from one of our audience pertaining to selecting prospects. This week's topic is more exciting because we will talk about skepticisms about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. During the third week of September, CNBC's Fast Money segment had an interview with John McAfee, who's betting that Bitcoin will reach $500,000 in the next 3 years. What's more interesting about his interview is that McAfee challenged Jamie Dimon assertions that Bitcoin is a fraud that will eventually blow up. Recently, it became a hot issue when Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud. I myself has been shocked because I knew he believed in the blockchain technology. Now it's clear that he's still skeptical of Bitcoin after its continuous success in the last 8 years. Nothing is wrong about that, but calling it a fraud surely raises the eyebrows of those who believe in Bitcoin, including me. But I'm glad that there are people like John McAfee who can give a bright answer to this. He said he respects Diamond and people in his position are not idiots, but he challenged Diamond's criticism. Let me quote what he actually said. You call Bitcoin a fraud? I'm a Bitcoin miner. We create Bitcoins. It costs over $1,000 per coin to create a Bitcoin. What does it cost to create a US dollar? Which one is the fraud? Because it costs whatever the paper costs, but it cost me and other miners over $1,000 per coin. It's called a proof of work. Miners invest massive amounts of supercomputing power and electricity in creating Bitcoins, McAfee said. Surely, then there's a value in creating Bitcoin, he added. What a lovely statement, isn't it? I think it's like a slap for those who are skeptical about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. Now, another thing is that when people says Bitcoin is used for black market, dark web, and illegal transactions, let me ask, how many times fiat money was used for illegal activity? 1,000 times? 1,000,000 times? How about 1,000,000,000? I think it's countless, right? So I guess it is a must for people to make his research before bursting out their skepticism. Bitcoin had proved its dominance for the last few years and is now on its way to become the future of money. And while we're talking right now, more and more people are getting engaged in cryptocurrency. That is the reason, I guess, why McAfee is betting for a $500,000 value in the next 3 years. What's your say about this? That's it for this week. I will see you again next week. This is Emil, and remember that everything that I said in this video is just my opinion. Have a great day, guys, and bye-bye.
Another week has ended for MNC, your Mavro news channel. Greeting to our Chinese participants who will be celebrating their Mid-Autumn Festival this Wednesday. I am Mark. Always remember, together we change the world.